Okay, we will kick things off with Joe Masato with the Oklahoman.
Hey Al, how are you?
Good, doing well.
Just wanted to get your reaction to your first few days with the Thunder, and also your reaction to being traded to Oklahoma City.
Very excited, to be here, and excited to see the opportunity that we have, with this group. Coach leading the way, and the rest of the guys. As soon as I got here, all I've seen is, guys working really hard, really getting after it, trying to get better, and it's a really good environment. And as far as, the news of being traded here, that was something, unexpected. I wasn't expecting it, but I've known the type of organization that Oklahoma City Thunder is, and that was the one thing that was positive for me when I looked at it, and now that I'm here, I'm actually, really excited and looking forward to getting the regular season started.
Thanks, Al. Next, we'll go to Brady Trantham with the franchise.
Hey, Al, going back to what you just said earlier about the opportunity that this team has, I mean, there are a lot of outside opinions about what this team's trajectory is. How do you personally feel what you guys have with the young core of SGA, Lou Dort, Darius Baisley, and your veteran presence along with George Hill?
There's always going to be, predictions and talks about teams, but my whole focus and our team's focus is on coming into work every day and having a good attitude. And that's what I've seen since I got here. Guys working hard, trying to learn, trying to get better, and those young guys that you mentioned that we have, the future is going to be very bright. We're going to continue to work day to day and get better. And the one thing that encourages me the most is just the competitiveness that I've seen, in all the practices. We've been getting after it pretty good. Today was my first day that I could fully, participate and be with the group, and it just felt good to be out there competing and playing again.
Next, we'll go to Nick Gallo with Thunder Broadcasting.
Hey, Al, welcome to Oklahoma City. I just kind of want to follow up on that. A lot of your teammates have just kind of expressed gratitude. I'm curious, how does it feel just to be in an NBA practice facility, know that you're going to be in an NBA arena later this week, just given everything that's happened over the last 10 months or so, 11 months?
Yes, it puts a lot of things in perspective, and yeah, that's been, we've all been talking about being grateful, and I am very grateful to be playing basketball right now, and to be able to be back with the team and playing and having an opportunity for the season to start, despite everything that has gone on this year. So it's something that I'm looking forward to.
We'll go to Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman.
Hey Al, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Hey, so I know you went through Florida as a player before Mark was there with Billy, but I know that guys oftentimes go back to their alma maters, and I'm just curious when you might, or if you might have crossed paths with Mark at some point before you landed here in Oklahoma City.
I actually, I don't believe I have. We've happened to miss each other just kind of all over the place. And the years that he was at Florida, for whatever reason, I just never really got around to going down to Gainesville. But everyone, that I've spoken to back in Gainesville, I still keep in touch with a lot of the people at the school. I've said great things about him, and I'm excited to be playing for him.
You obviously have only had the one practice with him, but what are your early impressions of just how he is as a coach and just what he brings to this bunch you've got in the gym?
Really talking about harping on the little things, attention to detail, and trying to execute the best way that we can. Though those are things that I've seen him harp on very early. And our team, we're trying to be very disciplined. We have a younger team, but guys are trying to do the right things, be in the right places. And that's something that I've seen him take the lead on, and he's doing a really good job with that.
Thank you.
go back to Joe Masato with the Oklahoman.
I know you touched on this a little bit ago, but throughout your career, I think that there's only been 2 years where, the team you played for hasn't had a winning record. And now coming into what's an obvious rebuilding situation, I just wonder, with where you are at your career, how you're going to handle a rebuilding situation and what you see as sort of your role in that.
People are going to call it, what they want, but, for our group, we're going to focus in on the work every day. And I'm really committed to help our group and try to get better each day. Going out there and compete, and we'll let the results, speak for themselves. We're going to do the best that we can and prepare the best way that we can. And we're not necessarily going to focus on that part right now, but we are going to go out and play hard and play the right way.
Next, we have Nate Gallo with Thunder Broadcasting.
Yeah, Al, not sure how much you got to watch of him in the Eastern Conference, but just your thoughts on Shea and the opportunity that he has as a young guard here and kind of his abilities on the floor.
So yeah, I don't really get to watch him much, but I've been very impressed with the little that I've seen with him. I didn't realize how how easy he can move. It's something that goes with him. He's just very natural with his movement, the way that he can probe in the lane. Really good defender. I just been very impressed with his overall body of work, and I think that following him, we're gonna be in a really good position this year.
Jenny Carlson with the Oklahoman.
Hey, Al, I'm wondering with the strange year that you guys have been through, obviously had a highly condensed off season. How did you approach that as a veteran guy? You were obviously, came out of the bubble a little bit later and then had, only a short time before getting back at it. What did you do? How did you do different? How did you do the same?
So there was a lot of uncertainty. Being very honest, a lot of us probably thought the season was going to start much later, but I did start, working out doing weight room conditioning, doing things like that. I wasn't doing anything on the court, and then late October, I actually spoke with Chris Paul, and he was like, "You better get ready. I think we're going to start December 1st." So it was one of those things that I had to ramp it up after I spoke with him and really getting my legs under me on the court and starting to work. So that whole month of November, really getting after it to put myself in a good position to be able to go. And I was very happy with the way the practice went for me today, and I'm continuing to making strides to make sure that I'm ready to go once the regular season opens up.
I know veterans are normally that, they'll say they kind of give themselves a little bit of a, it's going to be a while before you're at your peak. And obviously with a long season, you don't want to be, right out of the gun, in mid-season form necessarily. But do you give yourself a little more grace, a little more leeway to say, well, this may take a minute? I mean, do you sort of have to have that mentality, or do you say, I want to be where I normally am in the first week, month of the season?
It's a big challenge, but as a competitor, I want to, push myself as much as I can to be, at that level that I want to be. So I'm going to, continue just to work every day, preparing my body and doing everything. But it is a difference, when you don't have the months to prepare, but, this is the circumstances that we're living in, and we have to, we have to figure it out. And that's my plan.
And last one, will go to Joe Masato with the Oklahoman.
You mentioned Chris Paul. I was just wondering, given that, you guys are sort of in similar stages of your career, and him playing here last year, did you guys talk at all about you being traded here? And do you see any similarities of maybe what he was able to do last year in Oklahoma City? And I know it's a different team construct this year, but any similarities to what you might be able to do for the team this season?
Yeah, no, I didn't get a chance to talk to Chris, about the trade and everything, or anything about the team. But it was very impressive, what they were able to do last year with the group that they had, and really, have a really good season. It's different circumstances, and for me, I just want to come in here and make sure that I'm having an impact, on the court and off the court as well.
Thanks.
Thank you.